Welcome into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Hall and I am Chessa Boucher. January is off to a spicy start. 2026, kind of next level. I mean, Bama getting embarrassed in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Pete Golding throwing even more shade to Lane Kiffin, and it's what, day 7?
You know what I learned thus far?
What?
It's 2026.
What did I say? 2024?
No. You
okay.
didn't say anything wrong. I feel wrong. I feel old because it's 2020. We're getting old. We're getting up there, Chessa.
We are.
So let's start it off. I know you love the spice. So start us off with what you learned here to start the new year.
All right, so this is what I learned. Pete Golding, he reminds me of a scorned ex, the one who says, I'm over the relationship, I moved on, I'm happy, everything is fine, but then continuously brings up that ex. Here's Golding in his CFP semifinals press conference. Take a listen.
In recruiting, a lot of people recruit based on tradition, right? We recruit based on trajectory, right? A lot of these places, they can go show them Heisman trophies. They can go show them national championships. Nobody in that damn building won them, all right? So again, it's where's it at right now? What's the direction that it's headed? And so our guys see that. I think the recruits see that as well.
Golding taking a shot at Lane Kiffin yet again, showing off the hardware in Baton Rouge. You clearly don't have any traditions, no trophy room with actual trophies of relevance like a national championship or it doesn't matter. But also, Big Dog, 2 current LSU coaches actually were on that team, and that is James Craig and Corey Raymond, part of the 2019 national championship team that he's referring to. So you're wrong. Your pitch is selling recruits on the possibility of what could happen, not what has happened before, or just simply a pipe dream until or if it ever happens there in Oxford. You got to get over it, my guy. Get your own staff in the building, bring in your own recruits, and build your own program rather than riding the Lane Kiffin train, the one that he built there in Oxford, before you can act like you're an elite program.
Okay, so we did start off with a little bit of
All the
spice in that one. You even dropped a Big Dog, so you know the hammer's coming next. My take, basically same topic, different soundbite. And actually, Pete Golding I thought he said something odd as well. It was almost complimentary of LSU, so he's all over the place there. But take a listen to this one.
No, it's selfish. That's what it is. It's stupid. And because here's why I say that. He wanted to coach and thought he didn't get his way. So everybody get on the plane with me, you don't have a job. All right? And he makes them all go. Then he gets down there and takes a PR hit because it looks bad that you really don't care about the kids. Then he says, okay, you can go back. But here's where he screwed up.
He thought they were going to lose.
He thought they were going to lose to Georgia,
Exactly.
and then the portal thing was all over with, and it was going to be all over with. And he said, "Oh, I'll look like a hero."
Yeah.
Now he's got egg on his face because the real Lane came back out. You know what I'm saying? And if those guys were allowed to coach the first game, they should be allowed to coach the fourth. Because those kids are doing something that you get one time in your life to ever do.
Literally.
With that team and those guys, one time. And as a coach, listen, I know I've left a job. I get that. But if you took them on and said they're never coming back, that's fine. You set the rules of the game. You don't change the rules in the middle of the game. And as a coach, it's hurting the kids and it pisses me off.
Okay, a lot to unpack there. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. Just like Jimbo Fisher is going to be the moral high ground. Excuse me.
I don't think so.
First, can we call it out just for what it is? Jimbo has always had a problem with Lane Kiffin. They've gone back and forth before. It's a long-running feud, so obviously there's a conflicting, motivating factor for this rant. Then he says that Lane Kiffin knew that Ole Miss was going to lose to Georgia. Ole Miss had them dead to rights in Georgia's home stadium. They led by 9 against the Dogs in Athens going to the fourth quarter. So they knew that they had a game here. Like, they knew they let one go. So I don't buy that either. He knew better than anyone, Lane did, that was going to be a fourth quarter game and that was going to be a battle. And guess what? He knew that because he let his own dang play caller go call the game against them. So you can sell me on a lot of things, but I'm not letting old, spiteful Jimbo Fisher, of all people, try to swoop in and say, oh, I did things the right way, and the actual coach who is still in the game and coaching morally is doing it wrong. What a steaming pile of you-know-what. And oh, by the way, moral high ground Jimbo is basing the rest of that entire soundbite on, you guessed it, rumor and conjecture. No actual facts, nothing that's actually been reported that is actually true. He could come out and say, look, I had someone tell me this, and that's what I don't like about Lane and how he's doing it. But he doesn't even know that. It's all rumors. It even used a couple ifs in there as well. So Jimbo actually told you who he is with that rant.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that one. Jimbo just wants to be relevant in the SEC because
he's trying. He's trying really hard. Yeah.
All right, so we all know that LSU's offensive coordinator, Charlie Weiss Jr., will still call plays for Ole Miss in the CFP semifinals. That doesn't mean that the CFP calendar hasn't left a bad impression even from the other side of the fence.
They have another job that is paying them, and they have a responsibility. And at this time, the way the calendar is now, and I wasn't going to get into this, they have 35 guys that are in the portal. They have to build a team. So obviously, do they want to be here? You're damn right they do. Right? But again, I mean, the situation that it is, right, they've got a job to do, and they've got to build a team where they're at. And where their window is right now, we've made it when it's in the semifinals of the national championship. But we could take a 2-week break in the season with a bye week and play a 1AA team with no portal open and not have to worry about retention of your players. But you get off of a plane at 3 a.m. and you got 6 days to play one of the best teams in the country, right? And you're trying to retain your own roster from going in the portal. Then you got to do visits because you got from the 2nd from the 5th because you got to be out here at the 5th, right, to get official visit in, right, of portal guys. Okay, on top of guys have taken other jobs at other places that have to build the portals.
I like that he came out and said that because it's what everyone's been thinking or talking about behind closed doors. They've got to fix actually a lot of stuff about college football. Speaking of the portal, of course, all eyes are on who LSU tabs as their quarterback for 2026 and beyond. But they have added to some of the weapons there on the outside, getting a couple of wide receivers. They are not done, of course, in the portal, not even close.
Coming up, the boys of summer have one more accolade for the mantle, and it's even that they haven't even started practice in the new year.
Yeah, I don't think Jay Johnson is actually going to like this one. We'll talk about that. Plus, big time news for LSU's roster in 2026. A lot to catch up on, and it's right after this.
Welcome back in your Louisiana Go Nation. He is Brian Holland. I'm Chessa Boucher, Lane Kiffin and company, trying to find out who's going to be their QB1, but they're doing a little damage in the portal so far.
They are. We thought it was going to be fireworks.
Yes.
Like the start, like January 2nd was just going to be all these announcements. And then they got one that I don't think that they really thought was coming until the start of the new year. That's Trinidad Chambliss staying there in Oxford. He's going to be the quarterback for Ole Miss. Now that is if, of course, he gets that waiver for his 6th year of eligibility there for the Rebs. So they're also going to bring back Kewan Lacey. So it looks like a lot of Ole Miss guys running it back.
Good news, though, for Tiger fans. Former 5-star running back Harlem Berry is staying in the boot. The New Orleans native is locked in and ready to play for the Lane Train in 2026 after a discussion with Coach Kiffin.
I felt I would be the best coming back, staying home. Mentally, I felt that being home was the best thing for me. Coach Kiffin, we had good conversations. Coach Schmidt, we had good conversations, and it made me feel like I need to stay, and this is where I need to be at. I think the ceiling is through the roof. I think we'll be able to be very explosive. They're definitely going to the portal, getting some guys. So just seeing who they bring in, seeing who we could build off of and have there is going to be amazing.
Now, for the first time ever, a Kim Mulkey-led team is 0-2 to start conference play. It was a rough night in the Music City for LSU. 22 turnovers, a season high. They just looked out of sync from jump. To be honest, Vandy also looked like they wanted it more. LSU falls in this one, 65-61. Tough day for Flau'jae Johnson, just her 2nd career scoreless outing at LSU. The difference maker in this one, turnovers.
Discipline, fatigue, focus. I'm very complimentary of the opponent when they make spectacular plays. 22 turnovers, I'm telling you, the majority of them were done from upperclassmen who just, for whatever reason, turned it over. It's a possession game when you get to conference. We're not talented enough to beat people like we have been. So possessions matter. When you allow your guy to run in there and fly in there and get another board, offensive board, or you, in the third quarter, I think it was, we put them at the foul line early. Just possessions, discipline. Some of that I can attribute to inexperience, but that's making an excuse, honestly.
LSU men's basketball, they are missing that guy right there, Deon Thomas Jr. They're off to an 0-2 start in SEC play as well. This one really hurt the eyeballs there, Jessa. You're at home against South Carolina. I would not call them the class of the SEC.
No.
Looked it up, though. South Carolina going into this game was 304th in the country in three-point percentage. Only 360 teams, so 304th. And they came out and went 10 for 13 from deep in the first half alone. They hit their first, I believe it was 9 shots overall in this ball game. 6 of those were threes. LSU shot 28% from the field to start things off and put themselves behind 50-25 at the break. Tigers, plenty of mistakes as well in this one. They lose 78-68. All right, let's go to some good news. LSU Baseball, stop me if you've heard this before, ranked number 1 in the country. This is a preseason poll by Perfect Game Baseball. LSU also began 2023 ranked number 1 as well, and then went on to claim that national championship. Obviously, the Tigers and Monster Milam coming off a successful run in Omaha just a few months ago, winning the 2025 national championship.
Still to come, more football talk is on the way. Baton Rouge teams getting good news this week about their rosters in 2026.
And it's NFL SU. Yes, they're healthy and they were balling out on Sunday. We'll talk about it after the break.
Welcome back in your Louisiana Go Nation. He is Brian Holland. I'm Chessa Boucher. We had plenty of purple and gold all over the field this past weekend.
Yeah, we kind of missed out because there were a lot of Tigers hurt. Now they're back and healthy, and you thought with a healthy Joe Burrow, a healthy Jamar Chase, they'd end it the right way. They put up some numbers and went in for 6 there in the regular season finale against Cleveland. Chase had 96 yards on 8 catches. Burrow, 236 through the air, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But they cannot take down Myles Garrett and the Browns. Myles Garrett gets the sack record and the win as the Bengals finish their year 6-11 record-wise.
I'm really proud of what I did this year. I came back from an injury faster than any human ever has. I'm really proud of that. I think I came back and played some really good football. I had one bad game, and you certainly don't want any of those, but I'm certainly not going to lose my mind over that. I think, when I came back, I played some really high-level football, and, I'm certainly proud of what I did this year.
Former LSU wideout Justin Jefferson won't be in the postseason either, but he did make history, securing his 6th straight 1,000-yard season, joining Randy Moss and Mike Evans as the only players to hit the century mark in their first 6 years. Jets finished with 101 yards on 11 catches in his first 100-yard game since week 5.
Yeah, they're going to get on the same page, him and J.J. McCarthy, but it was a struggle this year. He still got to 1,000. Later in the show, we sum up the college football year with a little Who Ya Got action.
But first, why LSU Gymnastics said, I ain't scared. It's because of that, man. I'm telling you. We'll have more next. Welcome back in your Louisiana Go Nation. He is Brian Holland. I'm Chessa Boucher. LSU Gymnastics getting tested out of the
They
gate.
do this every year. They obviously try and stack that schedule. So, expect a couple speed bumps because you've got the defending champs, Oklahoma, and Utah and UCLA, all of those also in the top 5.
It's a starting point. And, certainly we want to win it. We want to win everything. I don't want to be misunderstood when I say that, but I also don't let it define if we become so outcome oriented, we're gonna be frustrated more times than not. So we're gonna stick to the process that we think this team needs to be to be in, and we're going to pace ourselves accordingly and do our best to be as healthy and fresh as we can possibly be the later we get in the season.
And that man right there is headed back to the Bluff, former LSU running back, former 4-star there out of high school, Trey Holly, will come back for the Columbia Blue and Gold there at Southern for 2026 and be coached under Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk. Cannot wait to see him on the sidelines.
And coming up, we close out the show with a little Who Ya Got? That's next.
Rip the cords. Well, we kind of wrapped up 2025. Crazy 2020. Think about who made the Final Four, who was in the Heisman race, who didn't make the Final Four, by the way. We're both Heisman voters, so wrapping it up, best college football player that you saw in 2025?
I was impressed most with Mendoza. I think the season that Indiana is having, do his stats fly off the page? Absolutely not, but I don't think Indiana is where they are without him, and I think that's the reason why I would say he was the best player.
I made the case for my Heisman vote. It was Diego Pavia. No one was asked to do more with less, and then did more. With a 10-win season at Vandy. And you look at the stats, only one other player had more passing yards than he did. It was Trinidad Chambliss, and he was my number 2. And then overall, all of the rushing yards mixed in. I mean, you talk about valuable. I know that's not the criteria, but he certainly was the most valuable player as well in college football. Can't wait to see what 2026 brings us. All right, that's it, and that's all, of course, for Jess Boucher, Brian Holland. Until next time, this is the Geaux Nation.